You wake up tired, even though you slept. Not the kind of tired that coffee fixes, the kind that sits behind your eyes. You scroll for a few minutes, close the app, and already feel heavier. You tell yourself nothing's wrong, but something feels off. Not dramatic, not visible, just quietly overwhelming. And the question you don't say out loud is this: why does simply existing feel harder than it used to? Problem deep dive. Most days you function, you answer messages, you show up, you do what's expected. From the outside, you look fine, but internally, your thoughts feel crowded. Small decisions feel oddly exhausting. A simple text takes longer to send. A conversation feels like work. You're not sad in a clear way. You're not anxious in a loud way. You're just depleted. And slowly, this changes how you see yourself. You start to think you're lazy, unmotivated, maybe weak. You wonder why other people seem to handle life better. Psychology has a name for this pattern. It's not a disorder, it's not a flaw. It's cognitive and emotional load accumulation. Your brain has been carrying too much for too long without enough recovery. But the deeper question remains: why doesn't your mind know how to rest anymore? Reframe. Here's the part most people never hear. Your mind isn't failing you, it's protecting you. The behaviors you're frustrated with, the withdrawal, the numbness, the low energy, are not signs of weakness. They are adaptive responses. Your brain evolved to conserve energy under prolonged stress. When demands stay high and relief stays low, your nervous system shifts into survival efficiency. It reduces emotional range, it limits motivation, it prioritizes safety over curiosity. This is not brokenness. It's a system that learned the world feels constantly demanding. But if that's true, why do common mental health tips feel useless? That's where the mechanism matters. Psychological mechanism. Your brain operates on prediction. It's always asking, what will this cost me? Every thought, every interaction, every decision uses mental energy. Now imagine your mind like a phone battery, not at 0, just always at 30%. When the battery is low, the system closes background apps. Emotions flatten, creativity drops, social effort feels expensive. This isn't depression by default, it's metabolic caution. Neuroscience shows that chronic stress keeps the brain's threat network active even when nothing is happening. The amygdala stays alert, the prefrontal cortex tires faster. So your brain chooses the safest option: reduce output. Here's the mental model. You're not drowning, you're holding your breath. And the longer you hold it, the more your mind forgets how to exhale. So what actually helps? Not motivation, not positive thinking, but specific inputs that tell the brain it is safe to release pressure. Let's walk through them slowly. Practical framework. 1. Reduce invisible decisions. What to do? Remove small, repeated choices from your day. Why it works? Decision-making drains prefrontal resources. Fewer choices mean less cognitive fatigue. Real-life example: you eat the same breakfast most days. You simplify your clothing. You stop debating minor plans. Your brain interprets this as relief, not restriction. And something interesting happens. Energy returns where it matters. But this only works if you know which decisions to remove. That comes next. 2. Create predictable pauses. What to do? Schedule moments of non-input. No scrolling, no learning, no fixing. Why it works? The brain needs idle time to down-regulate stress hormones. Without it, recovery never completes. Real-life example: you sit near a window for 5 minutes. You walk without headphones. You let silence exist. At first, it feels uncomfortable. That discomfort is the nervous system recalibrating. And once it does, you start noticing what your mind has been holding. Which brings us to the next step: name without solving. What to do?
Label internal states without trying to improve them. Why it works? Affect labeling reduces limbic activity. Naming an emotion reduces its intensity. Real-life example. You say, "I'm mentally tired," instead of, "I need to fix this." Your brain shifts from threat mode to observation mode. This is not journaling for insight, it's containment. And containment is what allows capacity to rebuild. But there's still something missing. 4. Shrink the future. What to do? Limit how far ahead you mentally project. Why it works? Future simulation consumes massive cognitive resources. Anxious prediction exhausts the system. Real-life example. You stop planning your entire week. You focus on the next hour, then the next task. The brain relaxes when the horizon feels manageable, and slowly, presence returns. But mental health isn't only internal. There's one final layer. 5. Regulate through the body. What to do? Use physical signals to calm the nervous system. Why it works? The vagus nerve responds faster to bodily input than to thought. Real-life example. Slow breathing, gentle movement, grounding through temperature. This tells the brain we are not under threat. And once safety is restored, clarity follows. Not immediately, but reliably. Integration. Here's the model to remember. Your mental health is not a mindset problem, it's a capacity problem. Capacity increases when load decreases and recovery becomes predictable. Think of your mind like a room. You don't need better thoughts, you need less noise. When the noise drops, your natural intelligence returns. Your emotional range widens again. Not because you forced it, but because you made space. And space is what the brain has always needed. Quiet, empowering close. If you felt disconnected lately, it doesn't mean you're lost. It means you've been carrying more than you realized. Mental health is not about becoming someone new. It's about returning to the version of you that functions best when pressure is humane. So go gently. Not everything needs to be processed today. Not everything needs to be solved. Sometimes the most powerful mental health tip is allowing your mind to finally exhale. And when it does, you may realize you were never empty, just full.